Your Excellency, Professor Said Abdelkhalek, Minister of Higher Education of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Mr. Christoph Retzlaff, Deputy Head of Mission, German Embassy in Egypt, Dr. Khair Al-Mudahi, President of the Arab Network and Quality Assurance in Higher Education, Dr. Gaith Fares, Director of the UNESCO Office in Cairo, Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to wish you all a warm welcome on behalf of the German Academic Exchange Service, DAAD, to the regional conference about quality assurance in higher education in the Arab states, sustainability and future development. Quality assurance is one of the main tools to develop trust between higher education institutions, which in turn is key to fostering cooperation in higher education at institutional, I have to rearrange, yeah. At institutional, regional, national, and with increasing relevance, international level. Internationalization within higher education is no longer a choice, but a necessity for development, and not an end in itself, but a means to achieve better quality for universities, which ultimately implies the quality of their students as future employees, entrepreneurs, and dynamic members of the global community. We need some quality assurance for this. Globalization and an increase in communication technologies have accelerated societal, political, and economic changes. Yet, higher education curricula are often slow to respond to changing needs in the wider economy. Mutual exchange on means and ideas are of vital importance in this regard. They broaden horizons about feasible means directed at effective implementation of ideals such as flexibility, practical relevance, and excellence in teaching and research. It is for this reason that the DAD, DIES, UNESCO, and Anquahe, in cooperation with the Supreme Council of Universities and NACRA, support and promote dialogue within the academia, research organizations, NGOs, and external stakeholders such as the industry. The aim is to provide a platform for exchanging ideas and discussing current challenges in quality assurance. Networking on both levels, higher education institutions and quality assurance agencies, is important in order to gain from the experience of peers, regional networks, and associations. The DAD is supporting this conference in the framework of a program called Dialogue on Innovative Higher Education Strategies, DIES, which will be presented later by my colleague Tobias Wolf. The first DIES conference in Egypt took place in 2006 under the title Management of Higher Education and Scientific Research towards a Joint Higher Education Area in the Arab World. This year, with regards to the endpoint of the target year for the Millennium Development Goals, we shall discuss sustainability and long-term strategies in quality assurance in the form of regional and supra-regional and international compliance and national qualification frameworks. A growing number of universities and programs across the Arab world are pursuing and receiving accreditation by external agencies, many of them based in Western nations. This shows that quality assurance in the higher education scene in the Arab region has matured in the last decade. However, a comprehensive regional approach is still underway, and according to different recent articles, quality assurance systems are well entrenched in most countries and institutions of the region, and little has been done in terms of assessing the impact of quality assurance systems. It is important to shift the focus from a procedural quality assurance check to the development of a real quality assurance culture. It is also important to move the discussion level from the theoretical and conceptual to a practical approach focusing on its implementation. And it is important to support and promote a fruitful and constant dialogue between policymakers and practitioners, as they are all represented in this room this morning. I think today's and tomorrow's program is well prepared to enhance this dialogue. Therefore, I would like to thank our colleagues from Anquahe and UNESCO, and I would like to thank the Minister of Higher Education for honoring our conference with his presence, as well as all the high-level representatives of the different stakeholders of quality assurance in the higher education system. Last but not least, I would like to thank all of our speakers and chairs, and I wish you fruitful sessions, looking forward to new perspectives and joint follow-ups on our discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lukschat. And I would like to call upon Dr. Jawahir Al-Mudahaki, the Chief Executive President of Anquahe.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Minister of Higher Education, Your Excellencies, our partners in this conference, distinguished colleagues and participants, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the second conference of the Arab Network for Quality Assurance in Higher Education, which is held in partnership with the esteemed United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, and the German Academic Exchange Services, DAD and DIES in Cairo. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to the government and the great people of Egypt for their gracious and generous hospitality. You have really made us feel at home. Sustainability and Future Development, our conference title, has many interpretations, one of which would be securing environmental, economic, and social well-being for today and tomorrow. The UNESCO defines education for sustainable development as what allows every human being to acquire the knowledge, skills, attitude, and values necessary to shape a sustainable future. In short, the future is very important to all of us, and we need to prepare for tomorrow. In the next 2 days, as educators and quality assurers, we are going to discuss the significance of improving higher education in this part of the world and our contribution to its future development, which will reflect on our current life and future existence as well as its well-being. According to the Global Competitiveness Report for 2014-2015, which assessed the competitive landscape of 144 countries, including 15 Arab states, the index showed that only 3 Arab economies made it among the top 25% for the most productive and prosperous ones, while a total of 8 Arab countries were between the top 50% of the participating economies. If we take a closer look at the Global Competitiveness Index under the Efficiency Enhancement Sub-Index, which among other aspects of competitiveness assesses the pillar of higher education and training, we will find that only 1 country has made it to the top 10, and 6 are among the first 50%. The index is an indicator that reminds us that in the face of the rising economic globalization, countries should nurture pools of well-educated citizens who are able to perform complex tasks and adapt rapidly to the ever-changing environment and the evolving needs for the sustainable development. Thus, the quality of higher education and training is crucial for economies that want to move up the value chain beyond simple production processes. And the way forward could only be achieved by establishing a reliable and rigorous system that assesses and assures the quality and the outcome of the education and training system, and in particular, tertiary education. Since its establishment, NCAHI, the Arab Network in 2007, has participating in establishing a number of quality assurance agencies in some of the Arab countries. NCAHI has worked with them and the existing quality bodies as well to enhance their operations and capacity building through knowledge sharing in conferences, seminars, and workshops. With the valuable contribution of our partners, the UNESCO, DAD, and World Bank. Currently, there are 14 quality assurance agencies in the Arab world, and we are happy to extend our hands further and work with others to establish their national quality assurance agencies. Together, we can achieve our goal of assuring the quality of education and, as a result, build a better future for the current and the next generations. Before I sum up, I would like to thank our hosts and all our speakers and partners and participants for all of their cooperation and continuous support, and express my appreciation to all guests and participants in our conference. I also would like to express my sincere gratitude to our colleagues who worked very hard for us to be here today, especially to Dr. Nadia Bedrawi, the founder and the vice president of ANCAHI, Dr. Muna Ayoub from DID, Hesmek from UNESCO, and Dr. Tariq Al-Sindi, the Secretary General of ANCAHI, for their noticeable efforts on organizing this conference. I wish for you all the best, and for our conference all the success. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jawahir. Now I'd like to call upon Dr. Reis Faris, the Director of UNESCO in Cairo. Dr. Reis, please.
Good morning. Your Excellency, Professor Dr. Sayyid Abdel Khaliq, Minister of Higher Education in the Arab Republic of Egypt, Mr. Christian Ralphs, I hope I'm pronouncing well, Deputy Head of Mission, German Embassy in Egypt, Dr. Jawahir Al-Mudhaki, President of the Arab Network for Quality Assurance in Higher Education, and Dr. Roman, Director of DAAD in Cairo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you in Cairo to speak at the opening of this important conference conducted under the auspices of the Minister of Higher Education in Egypt and organized by UNESCO, DAAD, DIAC, and ANCAHI in cooperation with SCU and NAQAAE in Egypt. We in UNESCO, and here I'm speaking on my behalf and on behalf of my colleagues who have came all the way from Paris to participate in this important event, we are so proud and enthusiastic to be part of this important dialogue at the regional level. Quality assurance in higher education and its mechanisms has become central in all debates and activities aiming at improving higher education in all terms and spheres, including realizing the role of higher education in supporting and advancing the developmental agendas of countries. Quality assurance has been gaining increasing role as a tool not only to enhance quality but also to increase transparency, to create trust among stakeholders and institutions of higher education. In this era of globalized knowledge-based economy, with higher education can be seen as a major platform for preparing the required skilled knowledge workers. Quality assurance in this era is quite central. This is particularly true for the Arab region. There is no doubt that efforts in expanding higher education in the Arab region are a necessity imposed by the requirements of the aspired knowledge-based society in need of higher skilled labor force. Higher education institutions are the main actors in the transfer, localization, diffusion, and production of knowledge processes through various channels, including training and research activities. These research are entrusted to produce the human capital required for the comprehensive development that we all aspire for. Quality assurance has been gaining increasing attention in the Arab region. Several initiatives have been launched at the country and regional levels with varying degrees of success and impact. Many of the organizations that are represented here and colleagues have been playing a major role in advancing this agenda. Thanks to all for that. We can witness, as my colleague just said, there are 14 quality assurance institutions. We have in about 11 out of 22 Arab countries have established national authorities or quasi-independent committees for for accreditation and quality assurance. Some are well organized and independent bodies from bodies. UNESCO has been always active in this area and has been providing several activities, including several ways of support, including those provided through the headquarters and in cooperation with the Regional Bureau for Education in the Arab States. The list of, shall I say, activities can be long. The most important thing that yes, we did achieve a lot, but we still have many other things to do. Despite advancement, several challenges do persist, including mismatch between skills acquired by higher education graduates and those demanded by the industry. The imbalance between the number of students studying sciences compared to those who are in the arts-based courses, the use of ICT and their impact on quality of delivery, and the proliferation of private providers with all associated positive and sometimes even negative impacts in the higher education. In other words, and if we really would like to step into the aspired knowledge economy in the Arab region, it has become imperative to take measures to reform higher education system so that they can keep up with the international standards and guarantee high education conditions as well as measures of accreditation in order to improve the quality of human capital and its competitive capabilities. Higher education is important for development, and it can have several basic responsibilities stretching from ensuring that human capital is well prepared, building pillars of knowledge in the society through scientific research and development, disseminating and using knowledge, managing knowledge, and improving the mobility of human capital in the Arab region. The question that this conference can address is how higher education institutions in the Arab region reacted to international and regional and national challenges with respect to the quality assurance of programs of education. Did we really react properly? And how should we react in the future? Answering this question is crucial in our quest for reformed and adequate higher education. The role of universities in supporting development in the Arab region is not new. This region witnessed the emergence of the first Islamic universities with the beginning of the 18th Hijri century, during which many universities were established in the Mashriq and the Maghrib. They started as religious schools under Islamic civilization. These included the University of Al-Qarawiyyin in Morocco, University Al-Zaytuna in Tunis, and indeed Al-Azhar here in Cairo. However, Arab universities in the modern format, contemporary format, started to emerge only in the 19th century, and again here in Egypt during Muhammad Ali's era, within the framework of his modernization project of Egypt that had also impact all over the region. We have done it. This region has done it in the past. And I'm confident that with the cooperation of all, with the sincere contributions of all, we can do it again. We do have some genuine concerns that are surrounding the adequacy of effectiveness of our current systems, and we can address them successfully. Another dimension that I would like to shed light on is the issue of national qualification for frameworks, which is highly related to the issue of quality assurance. International experiences from Europe, from Eastern Asia, and from other parts of the world do provide us with evidence that national qualification systems are required if we really need to advance in this area. Ladies and gentlemen, you do have a big agenda ahead, and we are putting big hopes on that. In UNESCO, we have been and we will continue to be committed to support this agenda. Wishing you all the success.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rees. And now I'd like to call upon Mr. Christoph Retzlaff, the Deputy Head of Mission at the German Embassy. Mr. Retzlaff.
Your Excellency, Professor El Sayed Abdel Khalek, Minister of Higher Education, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests. A warm welcome also from my side to this year's DS Conference on Quality Assurance in Higher Education in the Arab States. I think all the right things have already been said this morning, so I promise to be very short, and I would like just to share some thoughts and remarks with you here. Certainly, higher education is key when it comes to development. Scientific cooperation with a clear focus on higher education is a priority for the German federal government in the Arab region. It will indeed be the expertise of tomorrow's graduates and researchers that is needed in order to deal with the manifold challenges the region is facing. Cairo is a regional hub in German-Arab science cooperation. On the ground, we have responded to this priority by having created a science department within the embassy and by having established a German science center in Cairo in 2012. The DAAD Cairo office, active in Egypt since 55 years, has built up an impressive network of alumni. The immense number of cooperation projects between German and Arab universities in diverse fields is the result of those efforts. The university systems in most Arab countries have been subject to major reforms during the last years, with internationalization being a major focus. Internationalization of education management is therefore a logical consequence of this development. Binational master programs could be seen as the embodiment of internationalization of universities. Several highly successful German-Arab master programs include topics such as integrated urbanism, energy efficiency in the MENA region, and cultural site management. Their development constitute a challenge, but also a great opportunity for international cooperation and quality assurance. With limited financial resources, however, there's a trade-off between broad access to university and the assurance of high-quality education. The Arab system of higher education is marked by a huge demand for university access by the growing young population. In Egypt, for instance, hosting some of the world's largest and oldest universities, around 30% of the relevant age group is enrolled in university education. The phenomenon of mass university and quality assurance is currently also discussed in Germany, admittedly on another scale. This conference is an important opportunity to exchange experiences of how to deal with these challenges, how to manage mass institutes of higher education efficiently, how can internationalization of higher education contribute to quality increase, how to evaluate and monitor the quality of higher education. These issues are highly relevant both in Germany and in the Arab world. This conference will hopefully strengthen already existing networks and generate opportunities for future cooperation in university management. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, I wish you a successful conference and 2 days of fruitful discussions on this important topic. Thank you very much.